Well, greetings. This is my pre-season video, which I made one of last year to kind of show where things are and what we're doing. And so the big project is this. As you have probably seen in the past, those plastic bins that I was using to hold up the pots deteriorate due to ultraviolet in the sunlight, and the row that was right there, it collapsed basically. I propped it up most of last summer, but couldn't keep doing it. And I realized that what doesn't collapse is cinder blocks. So I got a bunch of them. There's some over on the other side, and I don't know if I have enough. I have a few more on the side of my shed, but the plan is to take all these rows. This row here, you can see there's two rows here. One went right there, right over there, and the other one is going to go right up here next to the fence. And that's what I'm planning anyway, is to put one right up next to the fence, and there'll be either 3 or 4 cinder blocks holding that up, because I just happened to notice those rows, they only need 3. But the ones on the edge are going to want to use maybe more, so I may have to go get some other cinder blocks. We'll see how it works out. But I got to pull out all the boards in my garage that are overhead and see what I got to work with. But anyway, I've got some help on that, which is a young fellow from around this area who's looking for work. So I'm gonna have some help lifting cinder blocks and pots and things and putting them in place. We'll see how that works. That's about to begin. He's coming over tomorrow, and then here's some more of the bricks that I bought. I got a bunch of them brought here by my handyman, paid him for that. Then you may remember that I cut my garden last year so that it was only half the size, and you can see that in fact it is. And right here he was doing a lot of raking out of the old garden area. I need to get a skim coat of loam to kind of fill this in up to the grade. I might need a little help from a friend figuring out how much I should get. This stuff is going to get dug out. It's old irises, and I don't want them in the middle of the yard, so I'm not sure where I'm putting them, but they're going to come out. And over there, chives, and here a emaciated rhubarb plant that has been starved for light. And as it turns out, I can see a second one here now, right down in there, that I can dig out. So I got 2 rhubarb plants I can plant somewhere. So I've got to dig this stuff out and put it elsewhere where it'll have a chance, without all the shade that it gets here, to grow and be healthy. And if it doesn't, but I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot at life. So that's what's going to happen with this area. And I hope in further videos you'll be seeing this all just fill up with grass, and that'll be that. And that's going to make up for the real estate used by my other garden that I was showing. Well, I didn't show yet, but I will be showing. So that's the action over in this neck of the woods. I'm going to wander over towards the over there. You can see it in the distance. But first I'm going to swing so you can see a new addition. It's a plant box for Judy, made by our handyman and put up. I want to paint this whole shed, and I'm going to have to dismount this plant box to, at the very least, paint all around these parts. I'd like it if we could paint the trim around those windows white, and then the rest of it would be, behind it would be dark. But I don't think that's going to be practical. It's a lot of work. So probably we'll just slather on a lot of the paint and get it protected. That'll be good enough. But that would be a preferred if I was a good enough painter. down there you can see the board on the bottom is doing the least good. It's peeling paint, stain, I don't know. I've been staining it. So we'll see if that starts to get punky and we have to remove it and put some pressure treated stuff there. But I'm maintaining this shed. It's a good shed. It's a very, very good shed, and I'm trying to keep it in like new condition. On the other side, the trees were putting, you know, their leaves and stuff on top of it, and it was causing it to have mold. But I found the solution to that was a bristle brush and a mixture of half water and half bleach put on top of it. It'll kill off stuff like that in good shape. It almost looks a little bit like here. No, I guess not. I thought I saw a little tinge of green here. So let's continue on the pre-season garden tour, just to show you what we're up against and what we're doing. So we're also going to put boards and pots here. And there's all the pots over there. And they'll go in here. We're going to put cinder blocks, boards, and then put the pots up in the air. Here's what's weird. If you look around, just outside of this, at the grass, the height of the grass, you'll see it really hasn't grown that big or that bushy anywhere around it. It's almost like it was mowed on the outside. So take a look. You can see the difference in the level. I don't know what's causing that, but inside here, this is definitely ready for mowing. So I'm probably going to take the weed whacker out and whack this stuff all down. I'm not going to do much more. I'm going to have help and move all the stuff. Actually, I don't have to move it out. What I'm planning is I'm going to mulch all this with grass clippings, and then the grass will just die off. It won't be growing in here. I'm going to cover it all with grass clippings from my riding mower. Just dump them in here and spread them out. It won't matter that there's chemicals in it, because the pots don't have the chemicals. The pots are going to be way up in the air, like waist high, make it easier to work on them. So they're going to be up high, and down below is going to be all this mulch, and it will keep from having any problems with it. Now, I don't know. This one, I can put that up in the air. That, I don't know. That's going to be interesting. See, how would I get that up in there? That's kind of heavy. So I'm going to scratch my head on that a bit as to what I do with that one thing. But this can go up on the pieces of wood easily. So that's the plan. We have a door made for it, and it locks to it in a different way. You have to put it there, and then these things lock it. There's one on either side. You know, I put it in place and I put that on them. It doesn't have to be locked that much, just enough so the animals don't get in. And even some animals may be able to get in, I don't know, but most of them don't bother. The deer were eating this mostly, and I don't think they're going to bother hopping over into a small area like this. It'd almost be like getting trapped. I don't think they'd want to. So I have a feeling that's going to get rid of 90% of the nibbling by animals that I got, which, well, it was an amount. It wasn't horrible, but it was there. So that should be good. All right. And one other thing to show you. Yes, Wither Forsythia is in bloom. Come on, let's work. Everything's sprouting. It looks nice and everything. So things are beginning to grow. The grape hyacinth is up. I planted a bunch of bulbs of crocus, and they were immediately eaten by little rabbits. They were. Well, anyway, let's see if I can sneak. Well, no, I guess I can't. You've seen it. Here's my bushes. Notice anything wrong here? You should. This one is alive. This one is dead. Last winter was very, very cold, and it looks like it made this one give up the ghost. So I'm going to have to chop that off down below and dig out as much of the root as I can. That means that I currently don't have only one bush growing out here. Do I want more than one bush? I don't know. We used to have a bunch of bushes. There used to be Used to be another one growing over in that corner, I believe. That's long gone. And there was another one over in that corner. That's long gone. I'm not sure I'm going to put them back, but we'll see. Maybe I'll find some interesting things that I could put here, and we'll put them. But anyway, that's the long and the short of it. There's not much else to show, but I thought I'd just kind of get that out there, the direction I'm going here with the garden this year. Take care.